In today's modern parenting, we are approaching back to school season somehow.
Say it isn't so.
Say it isn't so, but it is so. And soon, many high school grads will most likely be stepping onto a new college campus.
Yeah, our next guest says there are 3 core skills that all incoming college students really should learn to help them adjust and succeed in college and beyond. This might apply to even other students besides college-bound students. Joining us now is Homayoun. She is an academic advisor and the author of Erasing the Finish Line, the new blueprint for success beyond grades and college admissions. Great to see you again.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start off by I mentioned these 3 skills that you say every college-bound student really should have. Can you break them down and why they should learn these skills?
Yeah. So, college is a time of transition academically and socially. So we want students to have an organization and time management system that works for them. We want them to have the social skills so that they can build meaningful friendships and relationships. And we also want them to be adaptable so they can pivot when something doesn't go as planned.
And boy, is that the story of life, right?
Yeah.
And to that end, it was interesting that you say that students should actually develop sort of a 40-hour work week for themselves. I think those of us who go to work are used to that, but walk us through what that looks like and why.
Well, one of the big things that students struggle with when they get to college is they have a lot of free time and unstructured time. Maybe in high school they had back-to-back classes or they had activities late in the evening. So that unstructured time can quickly snowball into procrastination and avoidance. This idea of a 40-hour work week is where they do their classes, their work, their studying within 40 hours a week, ideally during the day or when they have the most energy. And it allows them to have more time to rest.
And blocking it out on an actual calendar, right?
Right.
When you're going to do this and when you're going to do that. Yeah, I love that. Talk about building social connections. What are some tips for students, especially in this generation? I think they're texting all the time, but they're not as much face-to-face, and COVID certainly took a toll on people my kids' age. So how do you build those social connections?
It's important to remember in-person communication can feel daunting in today's digital age. So having them learn how to start a conversation, how to listen, how to communicate across differences is really key, not just for college, but for life. So if they are, joining an activity across, where they have a shared interest, or they have a job or an internship where they have to deal with the general public. So they're constantly having new conversations. Even at home, they have a family gathering. As long as they can talk to everyone at the gathering, they'll have those multi-generational conversations.
I love that. Though the reality is small talk can be tough, even for, those of us who are used to it. Any tips for helping college-age folks navigate that?
There is a fun thing that I usually say to students is that start those conversations with 3 to 5 new people each week. Gamify it so that you're not just having the conversation of, hey, where are you from? Extend that conversation. When students do that over 6 months' time, they really feel like, oh, I met this person this way and that person that way. And instead of feeling like it's a chore or it's hard, they get into the routine of introducing themselves.
The third thing on your list was adaptability. How do you teach that to students? What are some ways?
We want every child to feel like there are multiple places and spaces where they can thrive, right? So it can be as easy from a parent or caregiver perspective to ask open-ended questions without judgment. So when something doesn't go as planned, with college students, it could be a roommate situation, a test not going as planned, they're rushing a sorority or fraternity, not liking that outcome. Say, hey, you know what? I know that you're disappointed, or I know that was the plan. What's the plan B? To get them to start to think about what are the potential solutions and help them think that there are multiple ways forward.
I love it. A new chapter and a lot to navigate, but those are some really helpful tools for that. Anna, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.